Abe has been with the organization since the very beginning, and Abe has guided the organization's growth and development for 28 years. So it's with great pleasure and pride that I announced someone who I've called a colleague for the past several years, Abe Schuckman.
Thank you so much, Janice. And I just really appreciate you and your leadership. And many thanks to all the members of our board of directors for your hard work and tireless effort. Really appreciate it. Again, coming to you all from my home office, again, next to my laundry room. Please excuse the ruckus if the spin cycle kicks on, but I'll try to shout a little bit louder. In all seriousness, I do want to thank everyone for coming out tonight to participate in this Zoom event. I truly appreciate your support and your participation tonight. At this time, it's my true privilege to introduce United States Representative Jamie Raskin, our very own congressman from the 8th Congressional District. Representative Raskin has been a tireless advocate for those on the margins of our community throughout his career, including the people we serve, the very poor, folks coming to us from homelessness, folks struggling with mental health challenges. Congressman Raskin began as a constitutional law professor. He then moved on to serve as a state senator in Annapolis. And now in his third term in the House of Representatives, Congressman Raskin, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us.
Abe, thank you. Abe, thank you very kindly. What a pleasure it is to be with all my friends from Housing Unlimited. Thanks to you, thanks to Marjorie Goldman and everybody else who invited me. I'm just getting back from the Hill where we were working on and we voted to create a bipartisan commission to investigate and study the events and the causes related to the events of January the 6th. So that's good news. But look, the work that you do is very close to my heart. You know, as we've stated, you know, up to a quarter of the population is struggling with emotional or mental illness or problems. And we've seen dramatic increases over the course of the last several years, and especially during COVID-19, which was a time of tremendous isolation and stress for our people. And we saw increases in all kinds of substance abuse, alcoholism, opioid abuse, and just generally the people registering mental health and distress problems. So housing is a fundamental right, and I know it is a major plank of your work that that housing is essential to people's recovery and people's ability to withstand a health crisis, whether mental or physical crisis that they're in. And so we need to make sure there's housing for everybody in our society. I'm glad that there is a resurgent new public philosophy in America today that the government has got to be an instrument of the common good and the common man and the common woman. And we are showing that government can play that role. The government should not be the plaything of the people who get in office. It should not be an instrument for private self-enrichment for the president and the president's cronies. The government should be an instrument for meeting the needs of the people and advancing the priorities of the people. So with that obvious point, I just want to tell you, my door is always open. I am fighting hard for major investment in mental health so that it's treated on the same plane as physical health. And so everybody can get the help that he or she needs, and also a major investment in housing. And I know that your work is right at the intersection of the two. And we've got to make sure that housing becomes a right of the people, just like we have to make sure that healthcare becomes a right of the people. So thanks for what you're doing. And thank you for all of your kindness and all of the wonderful notes and support and encouragement that I've received from my constituents, and I will yield back to you.
Thank you so much, Congressman Raskin. I know how busy you are, and we're so grateful for you to make the time to join us and for your service to Maryland, for your service to the United States. Thank you, and see you soon.
Thank you so much.
At this time, we now want to pivot to hearing the voices of our tenants. We've prepared a video, and we hope very much that you enjoy it. Thank you.
I was in a shelter. I was there for 3 years. I was homeless for a while.
It was very rough. It was like 15 ladies living in one room.
I was living with my family, with my mom and dad, because I didn't have any other place to go.
My family didn't know what to do. I mean, what do you do with somebody who just sits there and doesn't, watches TV all day?
When I moved into the Housing Unlimited home, I was a little bit anxious, I was a little bit nervous.
I was scared. And I was very, to be honest with you, I really didn't know how I was going to like it.
But then, I got along great with my roommates. I began school and I really became more independent.
When I got to Housing Unlimited, I knew that I could take certain steps, and I did.
I like living here because it's affordable, it's more stable, and my roommate is okay. And the privacy. I love the privacy.
I have my own independence and it's wonderful.
I could walk to the grocery store. It gave me that independence that I was looking for.
It was very nice. I got my own room. I can lock my door with my key. I can lock my door with the front door key. I got a mailbox key.
I mean, my first goal is to actually do more with volunteering.
I was on the Tenants Council for Housing Unlimited. I was a vice president first and then president, and that gave me the opportunity to find a job.
It was a wonderful feeling walking across that stage, graduating.
We can grow in all kinds of ways, but we couldn't grow if we hadn't been given the opportunity.
Please open your heart and help us to open the door. Your donation will make a world of difference for someone who's ready to live on their own.
Housing Unlimited, thank you for working with me and not abandoning me.
Thank you for giving me the independence, self-confidence.
I'm very glad that you saw potential in me.
I would just like to say, ready or not, here I come.
I always love hearing from the tenants, and I'm sure you do too. It's very inspiring, and this is a way for you to help. There's a couple of different ways that you can do that. One way is to text your full name and pledge amount to this number. All right, you need to write this number down: 301-337-8367. Again, 301-337-8367, and you can donate right now to help so many of those tenants that need that help, and those 300 people that are right now on our waiting list. Next up, I know we have some live music. I was told to also make sure I had some ice in my glass. That number again, I see it says, please repeat that number: 301-337-8367. And there is our mixologist right there, Tori. Hi, Tori.
Hey, how you doing tonight?
I'll be better in a minute.
That's absolutely true. So what we're going to do right now is, I'm Tori, by the way, guys. I run Pat Standard Cocktail Company, which is the ginger syrup that's in your kits. We're a DC-based business. We make 11 different types of craft cocktail ingredients, and I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a meal today. But in the meantime, grab some fresh ice, and I think we're going to bring Eli Lev back to the stage for some more music for you guys. All right, I hope that was enough time for everybody to get some ice. I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a meal today. So grab a glass, grab your ginger syrup, and then we're going to have some club soda and also a lime on hand and booze if you're doing the alcoholic version. If you are doing the non-alcoholic version, no problem. I'll be showing you guys how to do that today as well. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to start with an empty glass. A lot of people are surprised by this, but you don't want to add your ice to the glass too early. If you add your ice to the glass too early, you end up with an over-diluted cocktail because your ice is going to sit there melting while you're prepping your drink. I'm going to be talking about things in ounces today. If you don't have a measuring device that is ounces, you can use a tablespoon measure. A tablespoon measure is 1/2 of an ounce, and you can kind of guesstimate. Or if you're feeling it, you can just free pour and ignore me, and that's absolutely acceptable. All right, so first thing we're going to do is grab the ginger syrup. Our ginger syrup is made from whole ginger root that we peel and juice in Northeast DC. And has a tiny touch of cane sugar. It is nice and spicy. So you're going to start with 3/4 of an ounce of the ginger syrup, 3/4 of an ounce, which is about 1.5 tablespoons if you're using a tablespoon measure, and pour it right into the bottom of your glass. So again, no ice just yet, and pour it right into the bottom of your glass. All right, next step, we are going to juice some lime. So when you're picking out fresh limes, make sure that if you have the chance to actually pick out your own limes, that you look for ones that have a nice smooth skin on them. Smooth skinned limes like this will have a lot more juice in them than rough skinned and pebbly limes. You're gonna save a lot of money that way. All right, so we're gonna juice this lime. We want about just 1/4 ounce of juice. We don't want a ton of juice today. Just enough to bring a slight level of tartness to this mule. All right, so just 1/4 ounce of juice, which is just a tiny touch. And then save the rest of your lime because we're going to use it for garnish later. Okay, next step is pick your alcohol. So you can pick anything you want for this. If you pick a vodka, it becomes a Moscow mule. If you use tequila, it's a Mexican mule. If you use bourbon, it's a Kentucky mule. Or you can do what I'm doing and go non-alc, and you could just use club soda. You want to do 1.5 ounces up to 2 ounces of the alcohol of your choice. 1.5 ounces up to 2 ounces of the alcohol of your choice. I'm just going to substitute the club soda right now. And then next step after that, we're going to add our bubbly water. You can use seltzer, you can use club soda. Maybe you have something like champagne on hand and you want to be a little bit extra festive. You can use champagne. So we're going to do 3 ounces of our bubbly ingredient, whatever that bubbly ingredient happens to be. And a lot of people are like, why is she measuring out her bubbly ingredient? That seems like a crazy thing to do. You always want to measure out your bubbly ingredient because it's really easy to over dilute your cocktail with your bubbly ingredient. If you top your glass, and maybe your glass is this size, or maybe your glass is this size. If you top with club soda in this one, you'll get a super over diluted drink. Whereas if you top with club soda in this one, it might be just right. Always measure out 2 to 3 ounces. You can go up to 4 ounces if you want, but it's hard to come back from over dilution. So start small. Okay, now it's time for our ice. So at this point, you guys should have 3/4 of an ounce of ginger syrup, 1/4 ounce of lime juice, 1.5 ounces of your alcohol of choice or club soda, and then another 3 ounces of club soda. Yeah, the ginger syrup is super spicy, so I hope everybody likes it. All right, next step is our ice. We're gonna fill our glasses entirely with ice. You always wanna add a lot of ice to your drink. More ice leads to less dilution, and it also leads to a colder cocktail, which always tastes better. We always want it to be nice and cold. So I overfill my glass with ice, and then I wanna give it a quick stir, just an around the side stir to get it nice and chilled. And you can do a little bit of an up and down to get it mixed. And then you're basically set to go. So now you got your drink. You can feel free to drink it right now, or if you want to garnish it, I'm going to show you how to garnish it real quick. So we've got the other half of our lime. I've got basically a wheel in the middle here. What I'm going to do is try to cut as even of a disc off of the lime as possible. And then you can either cut a slit in it and stick it on the side of the glass, or in my case, I actually just like floating it right on top and sticking it on top because I think it looks nicer, but that's just me. I also don't like garnish bonking me in the face. So that's your first drink, everybody. If you guys want, I think we're gonna welcome Abe up to the stage so that we can do a collective cheers, a collective virtual cheers. So everybody hold your drink up to the screen, and we are going to cheers together.
Cheers. Thanks, everyone. Thank you, Tori. This is amazing.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Well, I hope everyone's enjoying their delicious Goulet, I believe is the French. We are now going to, before I forget, I just want to thank so much Eli Lev, whose music, this is a first for us, and it's just wonderful. Thank you, Eli, again, for taking time out to share your musicianship with us. Really, really appreciate it. At this time, I want to say that it really does take a team to maintain all of our 83 homes and ensure that our tenants are succeeding in their independent living. We have 21 incredibly hardworking staff members, and it is my privilege to work with each and every one of you. I also want to make sure to quickly thank our Director of Development, Marjorie Goldman, and our Development Associate, Nina Blecker, both of whom have been working incredibly hard to put this together, to work with Jessica Shea and her team. And we're just really, really fortunate to have such a beautiful event tonight. So thank you, Marjorie and Nina. At this time, I'd like to introduce the members of my staff leadership team. First, I'm pleased to welcome Aaron Fenster, our COO. Aaron?
Thank you, Abe. Again, my name is Aaron Fenster, and I'm the Chief Operating Officer at Housing Unlimited. This is my 9th year at Housing Unlimited, and I oversee our day-to-day operations and have the pleasure of working with our great team. Over the years, I've seen the importance of how a stable living environment can provide the foothold for our tenants to increase their independence and flourish in the community. I'm honored to work for an excellent organization like Housing Unlimited.
Thank you, Aaron. Now over to Lisa Cook, our Director of Property Development. Lisa?
Good evening. My name is Lisa Cook, and I'm the Director of Property Development and Maintenance. This is my 11th year with Housing Unlimited. I'm responsible for the oversight of the maintenance of our homes, the major renovations of our homes, and the selection of new homes. My work is always focused on working with the vulnerable residents of our community. I am proud to work for Housing Unlimited because Housing Unlimited centers its work around the core commitment of treating our tenants, many of whom come to us from local homeless shelters, with respect and dignity. One special activity I've enjoyed doing over the years has been coordinating outdoor projects with the many volunteer groups that partner with us each year. Bringing staff and volunteers together is always a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun too.
Thank you, Lisa. I really appreciate it. Now, Tiffany Lehman is the newest addition to our team. She is our Director of Property Management. Tiffany, please.
Hello, again, my name is Tiffany Lemin, and I am the Director of Property Management. I am in my second year at Housing Unlimited, and I'm responsible for the oversight of the property management staff, and I manage a subset of properties. Our empowerment and natural consequences approach is very important when managing our properties because it teaches our tenants independence and accountability while they're in support of mental health recovery.
Thank you so much, Tiffany. Finally, I'm really pleased to introduce to you Rebecca Mead, our Director of Office Operations. Rebecca?
Hi, my name is Rebecca Mead, and this is my 4th year at Housing Unlimited. As the Director of Office Operations, my responsibilities include the management of day-to-day financial and administrative operations, as well as human resources. I also facilitate the Housing Unlimited Tenants Council, which is an elected body of tenants geared towards encouraging social and community involvement. During the pandemic, the word home has taken on new meaning for me. Although I, and probably many of you, came to feel the cabin fever of being forced to stay home, it has not escaped my attention that being stuck at home is a privilege that so many people still do not have. My work supporting an organization that helps people experience that privilege of having a place to call home is my great privilege.
Thank you so much, Rebecca. Thank you, Tiffany, Lisa, and Aaron. I'm really blessed to have such a strong and mission-driven leadership team. I really appreciate all that each and every one of you are doing on behalf of our tenants at Housing Limited. Thank you so much. Let me turn things back over to Doug, but first I just want to thank you, Doug. You know, you're fitting us in between broadcasts, I believe. You're emceeing our event for the 4th straight year, and it's just really special for us to have you with us. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Abe. I appreciate that, and it's great to be with you guys once again here for, yes, my 4th year. I've been involved with this now for 5 years. Kind of amazing. Now we're actually going to do a drawing for a wine tasting event. Total Wine and More has provided a tasting for 20 people, up to 20 people, in their McLean tasting room. It's a $500 value. The winner will be randomly drawn from a full pool of event registrants. We have done that already. It says drum roll, please. Do we have a drum roll? I hear it. I don't know if you do. I got it. The winner, Stuart Hershey. I don't know if Stuart is on here now, but if he is, congratulations. Housing Unlimited is going to be in touch with you about all the details coming up and how to redeem your virtual door prize. Now we want to meet in what the Welcome Home Celebration co-chairs. My friend Russ Phillips is in his 3rd term on the Housing Unlimited board. He is a partner at the accounting firm of Cohn Resnick. Michael Jackwith has served on the housing board for just over a year now. He is in business banking relationship manager at M&T Bank, and this is his 1st year co-chairing this event. Russ?
Thank you, Doug. On behalf of the entire Welcome Home Celebration Planning Committee, we want to genuinely thank you for joining us tonight. Whether this is your first event and you are now just beginning to learn about Housing Unlimited, or you have been with the mission from the start, nights like these are so important to this organization. The reason that we are here tonight is because we see the possibility for our tenants to make the most of their lives and to be part of the community. The simple fact is the funds that we raise through this event help us work with more deserving people. I would like to thank the members of the Welcome Home Celebration Planning Committee for your help in making this virtual event a success. Hopefully this will be the 2nd and last virtual event. Thank you to Jessica Shea and the J. Shea Events team for helping us coordinate and execute tonight's virtual event. I also want to personally thank Marjorie Goldman for allowing my high school daughter to log some much needed community service hours. And now I would like to turn the mic over to my co-chair, Michael.
Thank you, Russ. And by no means, the success of tonight's event is due in no small part to the generosity of our sponsors. We'd like to take some time to recognize our major sponsors for the event tonight. They are the Robert M. Minkoff Foundation, Otsuka Pharmaceutical, the David and Michael Blair Family Foundation, David Lubin and Eric Hostetler, M&T Bank, Pepco and Exelon Company, Pettit Family Charitable Foundation, PNC Bank, GAC Services, Georgetown Insurance, Kelly Dry, Maryland Department of Housing and Community Development, Schulman Rogers, Village Settlements, Inc., Cone Resnick, Edward and Janet Lubin, and the Invisible Hand Foundation, Inc. Thank you for your commitment to Housing Unlimited. We are so fortunate that we have many additional corporate partners who have made this event successful. We are also extremely grateful to our table sponsors, advertisers, and the many individuals who have made this evening a success. Please be sure to check out the event program book so that you can thank our sponsors and advertisers via the chat box. The link is also in the chat. Now I'd like to turn things back over to Doug. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Russ. Thanks, Michael. We appreciate you guys being the chairs once again this year. I know my buddy Russ always likes a second drink. So for that one, we're going to bring Tori Pratt, our mixologist, back in, this time making a ginger splash.
All right. Thanks so much, Doug. I hope you all are finished with your first drink. I mean, it's been all of what, like 15 minutes, and it is a Wednesday night. Is that right? So I'm going to teach you guys how to make a ginger splash. So this is a variation on a sour. We're going to make it with whiskey, but you can also make it with other types of alcohol if you want. So I like it with aged rum. I also like it with gin. It's also pretty great with tequila. So that's a good option too. So I'm going to show you guys how to properly make a sour today, which is a little bit more involved than the first cocktail that we made. Because it is something we're gonna shake. So if you guys have a shaking device, that is a great thing to pull out right now. If you don't have a shaking device, you can grab a mason jar with a tight fitting lid, and that will work in a pinch. It absolutely works fine. So I'm going to start prepping this cocktail now. Again, just like before, we're going to hold on our ice until the end of the cocktail making process because we don't want to over dilute this drink. Yeah, rum is a good option. Rum is definitely a good option. Okay, so I've got an orange here. This is a huge orange. A lot of people don't have an orange juicer, so I'm going to show you guys how to cut it in half and then in quarters and how to juice it properly. If you want to, before you make this cocktail, you can prep a couple garnishes off of this orange. This is not something that you have to do. It's not even included for this cocktail, but I think it's something that's helpful to know when you're making cocktails for the future. So you can grab a vegetable peeler if you have one, and then you hold your citrus fruit down here in your palm. And the key here is you're going to hold your peeler in a slightly different way than you would expect. Normally, you think you're going to hold your peeler down here. If you hold your peeler down here, you're going to hurt yourself. You actually want to hold your peeler up here. So your forefinger sits on the top of the blade guard here, and then your thumb is exposed. It feels kind of weird, but you stick it on the other side of the fruit like this to brace, to keep your hands safe. And then you can rock the fruit back and forth. Keep your blade hands stationary, and you'll make a peel. You can peel your entire fruit. You can just choose to omit peeling entirely. That is absolutely fine as well. But I've got a peel here, which I can add on top of my cocktail as a garnish later if I'm feeling like it. All right, now let's get into juicing this. So I'm going to cut across my orange because there's no way that this is fitting in this juicer. It's just not happening. The space is not there for it. So if you want, you can cut it into quarters to juice it, and that works fine. I'm also going to show you guys a quick pro tip for how to juice with a fork, because I think that is a super crucial skill to have because not everybody has a juicer. So we're going to go for 2 ounces of orange juice. So 2 ounces of orange juice, which is 4 tablespoons if you're using a tablespoon measure. When you use a juicer like this, you kind of want to give it a turn to the side at the end because you'll get about 30% more juice that way because there's a bunch that's stuck in there, and you'll lose it if you don't turn to the side. So we want to get up to about 2 ounces of our orange juice, which can take a little bit of time. So I'm going to go as fast as possible for you all. I'm going to juice quickly. And fresh orange juice, you know, it works really well. You also can grab orange juice from your fridge. The orange juice from your fridge isn't quite as tart as the orange juice that you get fresh squeezed because it hasn't been pasteurized. So just consider that in your cocktail. If you're using an orange juice that comes from the refrigerator, it is going to be, or from like, you know, a box or whatever, it is going to be a little more sweet than if you were to make it with a fresh orange. All right, so I've got about 1.5 ounces here. I want to get up to 2 ounces. I'm going to show you guys how to juice with a fork. So grab a fork and you can stab your citrus fruit with a fork like this and then press in on the tines. As you do that, the juice will actually run down the fork instead of shooting out of it, which is kind of magical. And I don't know why it does that. Don't ask me. I have no idea, but it's magical. And you can get up to your 2 ounce mark. All right, I'm going to pour that in my cocktail shaker. So that was 2 ounces of orange juice. Next step, we are going to add about 3/4 to 1 ounce of our ginger syrup. You can do a 1/2 ounce if you found the first cocktail a little spicy. So I like it more a little spicy, so I do like 3/4 ounce to 1 ounce. All right, and add it to your cocktail shaker. So now we should have ginger syrup and we should have orange juice in your cocktail shaker right now. All right, now it's time for the booze. So if you want, add 1.5 ounces of the alcohol of your choice. We were saying something like bourbon or rum or tequila, all will work. I'm gonna do the non-alc version, which means I'm just using plain old water. I use plain water instead of club soda because if I were to add club soda and I were to shake it, it would explode. And we don't want to do that. So I'm just going to do 1.5 ounces of plain old water in here. And then now we're ready for our ice. So fill your cocktail shaker with ice or your mason jar or whatever you're using. So you want a significant amount of ice. You want about 2 times the height of the liquid in ice. A lot of people skimp on ice. Like I mentioned before, don't skimp on your ice. If you literally remember nothing else, don't skimp on ice and also donate. All right, now close your cocktail shaker. When you're shaking a cocktail, you want to do a full crossbody shake. So shake nice and hard, shake fast, and then stop. A lot of people do like a dainty shake. That doesn't benefit you. You want to go nice and hard. So stand back from your countertop or your screen and ready, set, shake.
It's just like bar rescue.
All righty, perfect. All righty, so now we're gonna strain this into a cocktail glass. And I'm using a Hawthorne strainer here. Yeah, it's a nice hearty shake. The heartier your shake is, the better the dilution will be in your cocktail, and the chances are that you'll get a little bit of foam on top like I did in my cocktail. All right, now you can choose to garnish this like I was talking about, and I have this orange peel, which is nice. You also could, if you wanted, you could add a bitters float on top of this. So if you happen to have some bitters laying around, you can add a few dashes on top, which will float and look kind of pretty. And that will balance out a little bit of the sweetness in the drink as well. So that's a fun tip to add. If you find your cocktail is a little too sweet, you can add a float of bitters on top, and it will balance out the sweetness as you drink the drink. Now, if you had the peel from earlier, you can express it over the top of the cocktail. And then if you want to make it fancy, wrap it around your finger like this, and then pull it out long ways. You kind of get a little twisty tube of orange, and then just drop it right in your drink and it'll stick up out of it and hopefully taste really good. All right, I think we were gonna do one more toast, I believe. So if we can do one more toast, I believe that was what we were gonna do. Is Perfect. Okay. All right, guys. Cheers.
Cheers, everybody. Tori, that was awesome. I felt like I was watching Bar Rescue. That was really fantastic. Thanks so much. I learned a lot there. I think a lot of us actually learned quite a bit right there as well. I love the fork and the juicer with the orange. I gotta learn that again. I wanted you to actually do that again, but I know we're running short on time. But Tori, thank you so much from
Thanks
Pratt
for having
Standard for coming out and helping us out with that, everybody. Enjoy that. All right, now we're going to hear from our second Housing Unlimited tenant, Wayne Jordan.
Well, what the organization does is it helps out people like me. It keeps us off the street, and teaches us how to live independently. You know, my roommates here are outstanding. We all get along, and we're practically just about like family. Anything that has to go down with this place, we all put our heads together as long as we don't bump them. Me and my housemates, we live in a clean house and there's hardly no dust or nothing in there. Now, if you need cleaning products, go to your dollar store and get it. They're cheaper there than go to your drugstores and get them. Housing Unlimited, I can honestly say they've always been there for me. They kept me off the street, and I can honestly say that I keep their house clean as a payback to them for doing what they're doing to me.
And thank you, Wayne. And again, there's that number for you if you want to donate right now. I'd like to introduce Montgomery County Council member Evan Glass to help with our pledge drive. Evan was elected as an at-large member of the council in 2018, and he has both a special interest in affordable housing and, of course, in mental health as well. Hey, Evan.
Hey, Doug. Thank you for being here, and thank you all for joining us this evening. Hopefully this is the last time that we have to be virtual now that we've all been getting vaccinated and we're lifting our COVID restrictions. Light is at the end of the tunnel. But over the last year, making sure that people have had a home has been on the forefront of all of our minds. And that is why this is a really important event and a really important organization. And it is also really important that Housing Unlimited continues to receive your support. And that is what I want to talk about for a few minutes, figuring out how you can help tenants like Wayne have independent, affordable housing, because your financial support can really make a difference for those who are on the Housing Unlimited wait list. And believe it or not, there are about 300 people on the Housing Unlimited wait list. And our goal tonight is to raise $30,000. And we know that we can get there with each of your help. And so what we're going to do right now is in real time, people can start making donations. And let's start with those of you who are able to make a $5,000 donation. Is anybody willing or able to make a $5,000 pledge? And you're hearing my phone start beeping and the text messages because the Housing Unlimited team is texting me in real time based on the pledges that you are all making. And remember, it is really easy to donate. You can either use the link that's in the chat, or you can text a pledge to the phone number that is on the slide and that has been shared with you all. And so I am seeing in the text that we actually do have a $5,000 pledge. And I want to share with you also that we have a $10,000 match from the Cafritz Foundation, the awesome Cafritz Foundation, which is going to match contributions 1-for-1 up to $10,000. So let's make it easy. Let's see if we can get another $5,000 pledge out there. I'm checking out my phone.
Evan, I was pretty sure Doug told me earlier that he was going to garnish his drink with a cicada if we got another $5,000 pledge. So I've got it right here for you, buddy. Waiting.
I am eating those cicadas. I will be eating those on Wednesday on NBC4. Thanks to you, by the way, Russ. I appreciate all the help with that.
Wednesday at 4 is going to be must-see TV to see how to prepare a cicada. But just want to see, does anybody else want to donate $5,000 right now in the interim to watch Doug eat a cicada? Okay. Well, I see that we are at $5,000. So thank you for those who've made that pledge already. So we're going to take it down a notch and see if anybody wants to make a pledge or a donation for $2,500. Right now, please text or use the link to make a pledge for $2,500. And what $2,500 does is it helps deploy the team of paid tenant interns to pick up donations of furniture. They pick up items in your kitchen or other household supplies. And remember, this team of paid tenant interns will come to your home on a day that is convenient to you. It is true customer service with a smile and a good deed attached. $2,500.
So Doug, would you be willing to allow any $2,500 or higher sponsors for maybe a private tour once NBC Studios starts allowing visitors?
And I'm hoping that's going to happen soon, but maybe by the fall. So yeah, if anybody was to donate that $2,500 level, I'd bring them and the family in and probably go 6 to 10 people, depending on what they allow me to do at that time. But at least probably 6 people, and you can watch a broadcast live with me.
And it's also kind of fun to get in front of that green screen. It's not as easy as you think.
True.
$2,500, a personal tour of the NBC4 studios with Doug Kaminer, and you do not have to eat a cicada. So $2,500. Checking my texts, seeing a donation or two. So thank you to everybody who's made that possible. And for those of you who did make that donation, please snap some photos and put them on social media of your tour with Doug. Now we're going to move down to $1,000. And if you help us with $1,000 with a donation or pledge, remember, the K-Fritz Foundation is going to match up to $10,000. So you can help us close that gap for that $10,000 super match from the K-Fritz Foundation. And the $1,000 will not only will get us one step closer, but it is going to double in value because of K-Fritz. And again, the goal tonight is $30,000. And there are 300 people on this waiting list. So please do what you can. You know, over this last year, a lot of people, probably all of us, withheld vacations, withheld travel. And so we might have some extra pocket change in our sofa, which might be donated and picked up by Housing Unlimited someday. But please take this opportunity to give back, because we in Montgomery County, the greater Washington area, have been doing everything over the last year to keep everybody healthy, safe, and housed. And so now is your opportunity to give back and make a pledge of $1,000. You can text the pledge to the phone number or make a direct contribution using the link.
Doug, I'm glad to hear that I'm not the one preparing the cicada tacos for you, because I'm pretty sure if I brought them into Layla's kitchen, I'd be underground for the next 17 years too.
Yeah, I know you would. Absolutely.
So want everybody to know that the donations are coming in, but we'd like them to come in a little bit quicker, right? Maybe we should go back and have another cocktail, loosen everybody up so that we can make more donations. But right now we are asking for $1,000 donations. Again, there is a wait list, and the wait list will just help more people in our community be self-sustaining and have a positive outlook, because that is really what we're looking for here. We are a loving, inclusive, dynamic community, and we want that for as many people as possible. So please reach into your pockets, reach into your smartphone, And I see that we are now at a little more than $8,000. So clearly some people are reaching in, and I'm going to ask you to continue reaching in your pockets to help make more donations. Is there anybody else? We'll do $1,000 for a few more seconds. And if not, $1,000 going once, going twice, we are now going to go down to $500, which I know is a little more palatable for some people. While this year was fine for some, it was tough for a lot of people in our community as well. And a $500 donation is going to help with operating support, like covering expenses for the staff's weekly visits to all 83 homes. And so $500, we're going to make sure that the Tenants Council can have social events in the upcoming year, because assuming everybody is fully vaccinated, we can all see each other, we can hug each other, we can socialize together, and help celebrate that moment, right? Help celebrate the achievement that we've just achieved, with more than 60% of Montgomery County residents having been vaccinated with 1 dose. And in the next week or so, we're going to have more than 50% fully vaccinated. So Housing Unlimited is great, but the vaccination rates are great as well. And so please make a $500 donation to celebrate the confluence of those two events.
And we can go ahead and do everybody's asking if I could do a tour for 500. I will do a raffle for a tour, and I just donated $500 right there. And I will do a raffle for 1 tour at this level as well. If you get in there, for everybody who donates $500, we'll pick somebody to be able to do that as well.
Thank you, Doug.
You bet. And I'll take my name out of the raffle so that I don't win.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I want to say something else. I exercise a little president's prerogative here. I want everybody to know that Housing Unlimited is not a top-heavy organization. 90 cents of every dollar that we receive in donations goes directly to programs that benefit Housing Unlimited's tenants. So I hope that gives you some comfort, and you will text now or click on the link in the chat and make a donation.
Well, thank you for that, Janice. I'm getting live information. If I were Doug, I'd have my IFB talking to me, but right now we are just shy of $15,000. Wow. Just shy of $15,000. And again, our goal is $30,000. Nice. And so all we're asking for right now is $500. And again, $500 can do a world of good, but it can also fully stock a kitchen for one of our tenants with utensils, pots, pans, plates. And it's something that you might consider donating by all the way. You can also do a whole lot of things with that $500. So we welcome donations monetarily as well, so that we can make our houses homes for our individuals. And again, try to create more homes for the 300 people who are on the waiting list. Get an update. So we're at $15,000 now. So please, thank you very much, everybody, for your donations. Please continue to make a donation. So $500. So let's go down to $250. $250, a reasonable and modest amount for anybody who wants to be generous and wants to help out. And for the $250, again, you can click the link in the chat to make a donation right now. And if you're going to pledge, please make sure to include your name and the dollar amount so that we can recognize you, and so that all the tenants can be appreciative of you as well. And so $250, if you are able to make a $250 pledge, please do it now. And again, we still have the match for the $10,000. And now that we've crossed the $15,000 line, I think we have met that match, but we got to do more. We can't rest on our laurels right now. And so $250 will also provide a tenant intern with a paid job. So $500, the tenant interns are going to come and pick up your sofa and any of your household items that you want to donate. And for $250, that person's going to get paid, which I think is a beautiful thing. You know, have instilling job preparedness, instilling that sense of worth and mission within people is so critically important. So that is $250. Let me check. We are now at $16,000. An excellent night so far, but we're not done. So last call for $250 so that we can help out people, provide them with a stable home. And also, since we're moving away from the virtual event, I presume, in the years ahead, our interns with a $250 pledge, our interns are going to speak to student groups about what it's like to move from homelessness to independent housing, so that young people here recognize how important housing is and recognize that housing is a basic human right, as I believe it is, and I know all of us believe it is. So that's $250. Okay, let's take one step further down. Let's go down to $100. And with $100, we know that it too can make a real difference for the 300 people who are on the waiting list to take one giant step forward in their mental health recovery. And so I want to see what was just texted to me. We are now at $17,000. Way to go, everybody. Cheers to that.
Awesome.
If I had a drink in front of me, I'd toast you all. There you go.
So Evan, is that $3,000 is what we need to get to that 30,000 mark?
Well, my math might be worse than yours, but we're at 17,000, so there were 3,000 short of $20,000.
Yeah, but does 17 include the match, or
does 17 include the match? I am not sure.
I'm thinking that's all just the good deals being done today. So I think we're really kind of chasing that 27
hey,
to
you
get
just
to
made
30.
So
I'm hoping anyway.
Hope and pray and wishing. So we are. So we are
3,000 is definitely doable here.
Yeah, Eric, can you text Evan and clarify that?
Well, either way, we are now at $18,500.
Wow.
All right.
Right. So either way, whatever number we need to continue moving forward, y'all are making a real difference here, a tremendous impact. And I see more texts are coming through. So, you know, we are down at the $100 level. If you are able to make that $100 donation, please do it. And you know what? If now you're looking at your smartphone, you're checking your bank statement or even your portfolio balance and realizing that you could do the $500, $1,000, $2,500 or $5,000 donation, we welcome that right now, and we can end on a high note. So please take a look at your finances, take a look at all the beautiful people who are here on this Zoom, and do what you can to help Housing Unlimited. And we are now at $20,000.
Right.
Way to go.
Nice job, everybody.
You did it. Awesome.
That's
We're
fantastic.
still trying to clarify the question that Russell asked, but nonetheless, $20,000 in less than 10 minutes is an absolute incredible feat. And so again, let's not stop there. If you are able to make more donations, please do so. It's really important. And I'll say to you tomorrow, also tomorrow, Montgomery County Council takes a straw vote on our budget. And it is a $6 billion budget. And during the budget, we have prioritized housing. We have prioritized support services to make sure that our social safety net is strong, so that organizations like Housing Unlimited have the resources to serve more members of our community. But county support, government support is only one aspect of their budget. A large aspect is support from you all. So please continue to give that support. And we are now at $24,000.
Wow.
Wow, right? I think I missed that text, but this is awesome, $24,000. So either which way, we are $6,000 from $30,000 outright. And I would like to stay there, right? Even if we have the $10,000, even if the $10,000 match were to come through, we should always be overachievers here. And we should always strive to do more for those who need it the most. So, and word is still out about the match. but nonetheless, you all are really coming through this evening. So I just want to thank you all for stepping up tonight when we really needed it, for when our residents need it. And hopefully, as a result of your charity this evening, some of the 300 people who are on the wait list will soon be coming off the wait list so that they too can get quality housing and mental health support that they deserve. So thank you, everybody, for being here this evening. And I'm going to toss it back to Doug and Russ.
All right, thank you guys, and thanks everybody for doing that. And just amazing, we're able to do this on a virtually to get $25,000 already. That's just fantastic. Thanks for coming tonight. Yeah, we're going to put everybody into our it says tell everybody to go to gallery mode so we can say goodbye to everybody. So now I'm going to find out where gallery mode is up here, the top right screen, and take a look at everybody. There's everybody. So now I can see just about everybody on this list. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. I encourage you to stay involved, look for ways to support this great work, volunteer, donate furniture, become a monthly donor like Housing Unlimited on Facebook. You can like them on Facebook, and of course follow them on Twitter and on Instagram as well. Thanks everybody for coming out tonight, and hopefully next year rather, we see everybody in person and we get to shake some hands and high five and give some hugs and all that great stuff. Thanks everybody. Eli.
That was awesome. Y'all are amazing. Let's bring it home. Hey, where did we go? Days when the rain came, and down in the hollow and playing a new game, laughing and a running, skipping and a jumping in the misty morning fog with hearts thumping in you, a brown-eyed girl, you're my brown-eyed girl. Whatever happened? Tuesday's so slow, going down the old mine, transistor radio, standing in the sunlight laughing, hide behind a rainbow's wall, slipping and a sliding all along the waterfall with you, my brown-eyed girl, you're my brown-eyed girl. Feel free to sing on your side of the screen. Do you remember when we used to sing sha la 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 la? Yep, just like that. Sha la 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 la. So hard to find my way now that I'm on my own. Saw you just the other day. Oh my, how you've grown. Cast my memory back there, Lord. Sometimes I'm overwhelmed thinking about making love in the green grass behind the stadium with you, my brown-eyed girl. You're my brown-eyed girl. Do you remember when we used to sing sha la 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 la? Yep. Sha la 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 la. Dip dop dip dop dop. Sha la 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 da la da. Brown-eyed girl. Jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. We up away. Got it. We up away. Brown-eyed girl, you're my brown. girl. Thanks, all. It's great to see you singing and smiling along with me. Appreciate you.